This is so weird. So weird. Just staring at myself into a camera. I'm gonna wait, I think, for people to show up. Hello, Lori. And Sharon, hello. Welcome to Origami with Kaylin. I'm excited. This is so weird. I'm so uncomfortable with this whole thing right now. It's so crazy. I'm gonna give us a couple more chances for people to show up. You're gonna need your scissors and whatever paper you got lying around. I just have regular old printer paper, but you probably use notebook paper if you want to, or like construction paper might be fun. I have 4 projects for us today. So we're gonna start with the heart. The sun is kind of bright. It looks like it's glowing almost. The heart. And then we're gonna do the frog. And this one's really fun because you can like make it jump like a real frog, like this. I don't know if you can see. See how it's jumping? Cool. And then we're gonna do a box. I've made a bunch. We really can't see, can we? I've made a bunch in these last couple of days practicing for all of this. Hello, Jonathan. Welcome. So yeah, how's everybody doing? I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes, or a minute or two, see if people want to join us. This quarantine thing is crazy, isn't it? It's a lot going on. And it also feels like there's not a lot going on because we're all stuck at home, right? That's the weirdest part. Yeah, couple more seconds. Just want to make sure anybody that wants to gets in on this. It's gonna be super fun and you have something to walk away with at the end. The first one will be the easiest, and then the last one, the cross, will be the hardest. So if along the way you're like, this is not for me, you can just tap out and you can do like 1 or 2. I'm in my house, probably like you are too. All right, well, it's been a couple minutes. People can join in as they come along. Okay, so first you're gonna need your piece of paper, and like a lot of origami starts with a square, and this is a rectangle, so we have to fix that. So the first thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna take this corner, you're gonna fold it over, so you make kind of like a triangle. Make sure it's nice and pointy at the top, right in half, and then you're gonna make a fold so that you should have something that looks like this. I'm gonna close the drapes really quick because I don't think you guys can see very well. I think that looks a little bit better. Okay, so you have your square, so now you have to take out your scissors and you're gonna cut off this rectangle part. So you're gonna cut right along that triangle you just made. So then you have just a flat triangle, but when you open it up, it is a square. Cool. Okay, so now we're making the heart first. So you want to fold, you have one triangle, right? And now you're going to open it up and then fold it the other way, so that you've made an X with your folds. When you open it up again, it goes X. See that? Cool. All right, now you see where the center of the X is. You're going to take each corner and fold it to the center of the X. Maybe if I use my pen, you can see a little bit better. Okay, so now you're gonna do that with all the other corners as well. So, folding in. Oh, we're making the box. Whoops. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. Folding it in, all the ones inside. We'll start with the box, that's okay. Folding in one more time. Okay, so now you have something that looks kind of like that. Okay, and now you're gonna take this edge that's closest to you and you're gonna fold it into the center. So I'll show you in just a second so you can see too. So you're gonna take that edge that was closest to you, I wish you could see, and then folding it into the center, right where that X was. And then you're gonna unfold it, and you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So that edge that was closest to you, folding into the center. So it kind of looks like that. They met in the middle. Okay, and now, you can see. Okay, so now we're gonna open it up again, lie flat. You can kind of push it down just a little bit so you can see. And then it was like this, and you're gonna flip it like this, and do the same thing on the other side. Where the edge that was closest to you, fold to the middle. Okay? Flip it over. I had it like this, and then I turned it around. Edge that's closest to me, to the middle. So you did the exact same thing. So now you've done that fold to the middle on all 4 sides. Okay, now you're gonna open her up again, flat, and you're gonna, I think you guys can see on the table, which is good. You're gonna take 2 sides and pull them out like that. So it was like this, and you're gonna pull it out. And you can kind of push it down a little bit. And then you're going to take this side that's closest to you, fold it to the middle one last time, just like you did before, except now you have these parts on the outside that are folding too. So you put it like this, and then you folded it to the middle. And now you're gonna flip it around and do the same thing on the other side. Fold it to the middle. So you should have something that looks like this. You've taken both and you folded it to the middle. And you did the same thing on the other side. Okay, now here's the tricky part. First, leave the phone up. Here's the tricky part. So you want to kind of hold it from the sides here, and you should be able to push it towards the center. Hello, Mario and Belda. Okay, you should be able to push it toward the center, and these middle parts are gonna wanna come up. I don't know if you can see that. But you want them to do that because that's the sides of your box. So, one second. Okay, so you've taken it to the side and you pushed it to the middle. My one is not wanting to cooperate. I'm not a master at this. I'm not the pro. This is just something I do for fun. So you've pushed it to the middle, and now you can see you've kind of got a box going. So kind of pinch together these sides so that they start to form more like walls, corners of your box, if you will. And then you have these floppy pieces on the side, okay? And they're gonna go all the way in. All the way in. So that triangle that's on top, this little triangle part on top, should go on the bottom of the box. Let me see if I can draw. So the triangle part that was on top is now on the bottom of the box. Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us. We're making the box. Okay. And then, same thing on the other side. Goes all the way down, kind of squish it in there, and that bottom triangle is on the box. So there you go, you have your box. I hope that made some sense. If you want to make a lid for your box, then you just need a little bit bigger of a square. Or you need a little bit smaller bit of square, and then this one could be the lid. You could put it on top. So I've made a bunch lately. Here's a slightly smaller one. You can put it on top, and then you have a box that's covered. You can put something in it. And you can decorate, or you can put something inside, or I have all my pens. My roommate is my decorator. She can color them at a later date. All right, are you ready to move on? Let's do the heart like I said we were doing before. The heart's a little bit easier. So we need the, hello Andy, yes, hello everybody. We're on to the heart. Okay, so we need a square again. Remember how we make a square? We take our regular piece of paper, we take one corner, all the way to the side like so, and then make sure this corner up here is nice and sharp, right in half. And then you're gonna make that crosswise fold. We're making this for those of you who didn't see it before. Now we have to cut off the rectangle. So we're gonna make a nice cut right along this line here. Mine never ends up very perfect. We adopt a Bob Ross philosophy here of happy accidents, right? Everything doesn't all have to look the same. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, let me consult my thing for a second. So we have one fold, and now we're gonna make another fold in the X, just like we did before. So I'll show you in just a second. Corner to corner, and now we have an X like this. Bum, 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 bum. I have to remember what I did. Ah, yes, okay, sorry. Again, I'm not the professional. Okay, so now take one of your corners, pick your favorite one, and you're gonna put the corner into the center. Again, just like the box. That's the interesting thing about origami, is there's a lot of really like fundamental steps that happen in a lot of different pieces that you end up folding. Okay, so you did the corner to the center, right? Corner, center. And now you're gonna take this corner, and it's gonna go all the way here to the top. This one's gonna be a big heart. You can use any size you want. Okay, now here's kind of the fun part. So you can see that I have this fold in the center, right? I'm gonna take this side and fold it to the center. So it kind of looks like an ear. I'll show you that again. I went from here, I'm facing you guys. I put the side up to the center, like so. And then you make that fold. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you're going like that. Okay. All right, so you're basically already there. So you wanna make sure that these folds are really strong, that you you can use your scissors if you want, like the side, and you can make it go on the fold to really solidify it, because it has to stay. Okay, now to make it look like our example one, you can leave it like this one. I mean, it's a heart, right? But to make it look like this, you just fold these little sides together. So on the one we're using, we're gonna just take this little guy and put him down just to where that fold is, where the paper is. Just a little bit, or however much you want. Whatever strikes your fancy. Okay, and then the top, same thing on the other side. And then on the example, you do the little corners just in a little bit. So you folded them just like from this to this. Okay, and then from this one, same thing. And you have a heart. How cute is that? Ashley, do we have a decorated heart?
Not really.
Oh, we have this? Okay, she's made us one of our decorated hearts. It has a C and an A. It could be California. It could be, it's actually Caitlin, my name, C, and Ashley. That's what, she's my roommate. We love her. Okay, so we've done the heart, cool, and we did the box, which I can do again if you guys want to do that or something. But let's move on, a little bit harder. This one is not, it's not crazy hard, but there's one fold that's a little bit tricky. So, unlike our box and our heart, we need a rectangle to start. So we have a rectangle already, but this one's too fat. So we're gonna fold this in half, hot dog style. Do people still say hot dog style in school? Landscape style if you were, you know, not hip to the hot dog lingo. Okay, so then you're gonna cut it in half, right along that fold you just made. Oh my gosh. Ashley's decorating for me and it looks hilarious. Okay, so for those, for CC Salvatore, who just joined us, we're making the frog. And we took a regular piece of paper, folded it in half, and now we're cutting it in half. If you want to make it, you could just hang out if you don't want it. I wish I could hear back from you guys. I feel like I'm speaking into the void. Okay, so now you have your long rectangle, and you're going to take this corner at the top, and you're gonna fold it just like you were making a square. Just like, yes, I love hot dogs too, Andy. Okay, just like you were making another square, where you fold it to the side, your point is nice and pointy, nice and sharp. Make that fold. But we're not making a square. Okay, so you have something that looks like this. And then you're going to unfold it and do the same thing with this corner, all the way to the side. So you're making that X again. Okay. So, okay, now what's going to happen next is in the center of the X, I'll draw the line of where you're going to make the fold so it's a little easier to visualize. Maybe I should get some colored paper. That might make it easier to see. Here's where you're going to make the fold. So you're going to see in the middle of the X, you're going to go straight down. So that the very point of the X, or this triangle, is right at the top. Got it? Okay. Hope I'm not going too fast. Okay, so now you can unfold that, and you're gonna fold it back the same way, on the same line you just made. That's gonna make our next fold easier. Okay, so now, unfold it. This is the tricky fold I told you about. It's the only tricky one in this whole frog. Everything else is easy after this. So it already kind of wants to do this. You see this the fold you just made, it kind of wants to go in. So take your fingers like this and touch those two lines together and then just kind of press down. I know, that was a lot. I'll show you again. Okay, so you're like this, and then you're pressing, and you want it to look like a triangle at the end. There you go. Okay, that's the hardest part. Easy stuff from here on out. So, put my cap on my pen. Now you take, this is gonna be the legs on the front, these little flaps you have. So take one of the flaps and you're gonna push it to the top. Take the flap and you push it to the top. And then same thing on the other side. You took the flap and you pushed it to the top. Okay, so you should have something that looks like this. Got it. Hello, Lisa. We are making the frog. Okay, and now you're gonna take this side and you're gonna fold it, and so it looks kind of, it's like right in line right here. It's hard for me to do on this side. Show you. Okay, so you had it like this, and now you're going to go like that. And then, same thing, other side. A lot of symmetry in origami. Okay, now this is too long, so we're gonna take our scissors and about, I'd say like halfway through, about right here, you're just gonna make a big snip. Okay, this you can get rid of. Okay, now put your frog on the table like this with his legs down, and you're gonna take just the top here, this part, and you're gonna fold it in. So you have something that looks like this. Can you see okay? Here's your frog. You folded it up like he's kicking up in the air. And now, that same thing, you're gonna fold it the opposite direction. Like so it looks like an accordion, like this. So it was like this, and then you went like this. And now you have your frog. Mine's a little bit long, so you can cut yours a little bit shorter too if you want, because he kind of, oh, he still jumps. But if you make it a little bit shorter, see how this one has a really long body and this one's body is a little bit shorter, they jump a little bit more. So you can fix that really easy. I would just cut off a little bit more. Okay, better to cut twice, you know, or that's not the saying. Better that you cut too little than too much. Okay, and then you're gonna just do the same thing again. So you have the fold up, so he's kicking up like this, and then you have the fold back so that it's an accordion underneath him. And then he jumps like a real frog, a real paper frog. He's jumping. Okay, oh, and sometimes they flip over. All right, so we have made our box, we've made our heart, and we've made our frog. And sometimes this is what I would do when I was in school. Take my pen and I put little eyes on the frog, like this, and this one looks a little scary, but you can draw a little face if you want, and then it looks like a frog. Sharon, frog, fully rely on God. I like that. Exactly. Yeah, that's the energy we're taking into this quarantine. Fully relying on God. Okay, last one. Now this is the most challenging one. And this just has these little tiny folds. So that's the hardest part. And I'm going to try my best to walk you through it. But at the end, you should have a cross that you can write on. You can put, Ashley did one for us. She colored one. She said she forgot to wait to let the pens dry, so the words kind of messed up. But this says John 3:16. So, okay. Oh, she has another frog for us. She made a little pattern on it. Can you see? Okay, enough. On to the cross. Okay. Guess what we need? A square. So we're going to take our regular piece of paper and make the square, right? So we take the corner all the way to the edge. This part's nice and sharp, all lined up. And then we're gonna cut off the rectangle. Cut off this part right here. You don't need it, so you just cut right along the line. I miss you guys. I miss Sunday night service. But the first one back, that's what everyone keeps saying, right? The first time we're all back at church together, that's gonna be a good time. Good time. Okay, so this one has a lot of like 3 cuts we have to make. So that was our first one. Now we're gonna fold it in half, hot dog style, or you know, it's a square, so they're hot dog or hamburger. Okay, so you folded it in half now, and you're gonna cut right along here. So you need 2 pieces for this one, because you have the cross piece and the long piece. 2 pieces. Ah, I messed up. Some Sunday night origami. Sounds good to me. That'd be more fun because then I feel like I could be able to help everybody and we could all like be doing it together, because this is a little bit like, if you have questions, I don't know how to help you. Okay, so I've cut them in half. I have 2 pieces, set one to the side. And then this one is going to be our cross piece on the side. So we want it to be a little bit shorter. So we're going to cut off, I don't know, maybe like 1.5 inches or so. So it's a little bit shorter. So now you have one long rectangle piece and a shorter rectangle piece. Okay, now you're going to fold hot dog style. We do a lot of hot dog style here. In half. So you went hot dog style like this. And then open it up, lay it flat, and you're gonna fold the edge that's closest to you into the center again. See, a lot of those elementary fundamentals, you know, like folds that we're making time and time again. So we had the center, and then we took our side and folded it to the center. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side so they meet. And in this case, you want to make those creases really firm again. So you can use I like to use just the side of my finger to make it really flat, but you can use something else like your scissors. Or if you have a pen nearby, you can get really, really firm creases. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. Same thing, edges closest to you, folded to the center. So you had this one, and then you fold. I can't see it. Be like this. There we go. Folded center, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you should have layers going on here. Okay, so now you have this piece that you folded twice. Okay, and you're gonna take this little corner and you're gonna fold it just to the center. You see that? Okay, so you folded it to the side, and now just so that it lines up in the middle there. Okay, and then this line underneath, you're gonna fold along. I wish it would just focus. I'm sorry, I want you to be able to see. There we go, kind of. Okay, so along that line, you're gonna fold. Bum, bum, bum. So you see I've folded on that line with the triangle underneath. Okay, now you're gonna open it up, get rid of the triangle, fold it again. Okay, same thing, other side. You take your little triangle. This is just like a measuring to see how much we're supposed to fold over. And then again, along this line, folding down. Make that nice and strong. Pinch, pinch, pinch. And then you're gonna open it up, get rid of the triangle, flatten it down. Okay, we have one part of our cross done. I told you this is the longest one. Okay, now we need our other flat piece, our other triangle. And it's all the same folds that we did before. So, in half, hot dog style. Nice firm. Okay, and then open it up, and then you're gonna go edges closest to you, goes to the center. So you took the edge that was closest to you, and you go to the center. And then you're gonna flip it around, edge closest to you, to the center so that they meet. So they've met in the middle, kind of like a door. Or French doors, I guess. Okay, and then make those creases really strong. So you use your scissors or your hand or your pencil, your toes, your friend's toes. And then, same thing, edge closest to you goes to the middle. Okay, so now you have another one. And you can do the same thing with this one. It's gonna go to the middle. I hope I'm not going too fast. The nice thing is if you are not watching this live, you can replay it again. See, what is she doing? Okay, so you have this, and now you've done it together. And now, here's the hard part. You're gonna make it, but this is the hardest part. So we need 2 of those little triangles. So both corners are gonna come and fold to the middle. And you wanna make that really strong. So get your heavy duty out. And you're gonna make that crease so that little triangle is really strong. Same thing with this one. So you want them to kind of be even so that they meet in the middle. Kind of looks like the frog that we did, like that. Or maybe if you've made a paper airplane, kind of looks like that. Okay, now same thing, other side. Little triangles. Really strong creases. Okay. So, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain this. So now kind of take up your first triangle, kind of put it back, and you see those folds that you've created in the middle here, in the pocket. And you're gonna open up just the first one of your folds. So there should be another one underneath there still. That one can stay. Open up the first one of your folds, and then kind of take your finger and push on that fold you just made in the middle. And it should come together like a little leg, like the frog you just made. See? Ah, full circle. So I'm gonna show you that a couple more times because we have a bunch more times to do it. So again, on the other side, we pulled up our little triangle, and there's that fold that you made. And that one is, you're gonna fold along that line, if that makes sense. So pull up the first flap, not the second one. There's a second one there, but that one can stay. Pull up the first flap, and you're gonna push right in the middle here. And this corner should come, this corner here should come to the middle. This is the hardest part. Everything else, smooth sailing after this. When I first learned this, it took me a bunch of tries. So do not be discouraged, but you can keep practicing. That's origami, practicing. But that's why we did fun stuff like the heart and stuff, because those ones are good for everybody. Okay, so now we have 2 legs. You have 2 legs. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Lots of origami. Same thing on the other side. Okay, we take up our little triangle. First flap, not the second one, first one. Push in on that diagonal fold. Oop. See, it's even hard for me to get. Okay, so you've pushed in, the corner is coming to the middle. And what these little legs are gonna do is they're gonna help you attach to that other piece we made. So you might be asking, like, why is this so hard? There's a reason. And then last one, okay? Little triangle. And then you push it in from this middle. Corner comes to the center. Oh. Okay, corner comes to the center. Now, if you were not able to do that, bring it to me on that first time back and I will help you figure it out. Okay, so now we need this piece back. And what we're gonna do with the folds that you made before, you're gonna fold it in half so those 2 meet. There's a lot of layers of paper, so you really gotta work hard. Okay, now you're gonna open it up and then to the center fold. So that fold that you just made right in the middle, you're gonna take the edge and go to the center. Again, lots of layers of paper. So you've had this and then you're folding it to the center, so you're making the cross part. Same thing with this one, to the middle so they meet. Okay, so now you have this kind of guy. So you're just gonna put that one on the table. Take your long piece, you're gonna put it right in the middle. And you see how this part opens up? And then you see you have your little notches that you made, these guys, these little tiny flaps. Those are gonna go inside. Inside, like that. So you had one little notch. Maybe I can show from the side. I'm trying to figure out the best way. You had the little notch, and you can put it inside so that it hooks on like that. And then you're gonna take the other side, this little notch, and hook it in to the other side, just like you did before. Sorry, it's hard for me to do holding it up like that. So you should have it look like this guy. So you had 2 notches and they both went inside of here. So that's how that hooks on. And then make these side pieces really strong, really strong. And then you have to think about how far up you want your cross piece to be, because it can move, right? It can go like down here or up here. And I like to put it, because we're gonna fold this over, I think right about there is usually pretty good. That's pretty much halfway, maybe up a little bit more. Okay, and now those little arms that you made are gonna go right in between here. Okay, so you're gonna fold it over and stick the little arms in. So that's how it's going to attach and stay. And then, now that you've attached them, you can firm this up on the top. You see how they fit in there? I wonder if you can show you. The little arms are in between. Same thing with the bottom. Take your little arms and stick them in between. And then firm up the bottom part that you folded in half. And you have it! I know that one was a challenge. So maybe that can be one that we tackle when we're all together, when we can all be helping out each other, because that one was tricky. But now you have your cross, and you can get your pens out, and you can put your favorite verse on it or something, like Ashley did. She put John 3:16. That's an easy one. You decorate with stickers, or if you have glitter, that'd be fun. All right, so we made a lot today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to just kind of hang out. We made the heart, we made the box, we made the frog, that one's fun, and we made the cross. All right, I'm going to pray for us, and then I will be all done. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for this time that we got to spend together, even via the internet. I just pray that you would expedite this process and that we would be able to gather together in your name very quickly, God, and that we would see each other face to face soon. So we praise you and we thank you for all that you are doing and all that you are working through this crazy time and all the kindness and goodness that you are showing us, again, in the midst of this crazy time. I pray all of these things in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, I will see you guys another time. Comment if you want to do more. I like origami. Okay, bye-bye.